Okay. We are now back into open session. Anybody else out there besides Kim and Jeanette? Okay, so we have just discussed employment of a manager, attorney, executive session, and now we're in open session.
Mr. Mayor,
Council President Miller.
I'd like to make a motion.
Bob's coming in.
That's fine. That way you can. Bob's there.
Are we good to go?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Mr. Mayor, I'd like to make a motion that council makes Ben Berginger their preferred candidate and issues a letter of intent to Mr. Berginger. I said his name correctly there.
He said it, you can call me. Motion by Council President Miller to make council make Ben Bergener our preferred candidate and to authorize mayor to send a letter of intent.
I second.
Second by Councilor.
Do these have to be two separate motions? Sorry, I thought that's what I
That's
heard.
one.
That's one.
Oh,
And then we'll have a
okay.
second one in a second.
If this is
Yes,
Bob Larson, clarify that the motion is obviously to recognize or name Ben Bergener as your preferred candidate for city manager.
City manager. Motion to make council make Ben Bergener our preferred candidate for city manager and authorize mayor to send a letter of intent. And we have a second by Councilor Santiago. Any discussion? All those in favor state by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries. So now Ben Bergener is our preferred candidate for city manager, and I will issue him this letter of intent.
Mr. Mayor, I have a second motion.
Council President Miller.
I'd also move that council authorize Mayor Backus to negotiate a contract with
Employment agreement.
employment agreement, sorry, with Mr. Bergener for city manager.
Upon his signed letter of intent, motion to authorize the mayor to negotiate an employment contract with Ben Bergener to be our city manager.
Employment agreement.
I say that too.
Yep.
Employment agreement. I'm looking right at it. Employment agreement to Ben Bergener to be our city manager upon his return letter of intent.
Okay.
Any seconds?
I'll second it again.
Second by Councilor Santiago. Any discussion? All those in favor state by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Okay, so now, once I get the letter of intent signed by Mr. Bergener, I will go into an negotiated employment agreement, be our next city manager. And if everything goes accordingly, we'll look about July 8th. It gives us some time to get him to sign over an agreement. And then at that meeting, we would then bring him in and look at our authorizing his employment and then also agreeing to the contract that we negotiate.
Agreement.
The agreement that we negotiated. Employment agreement. Does that sound good, Bob?
Yes, excellent.
Okay.
Thank
Anything else? Oh, well, since I have you here, I did want to thank someone. This will be the last meeting. We said that a couple times now, but our last meeting with interim city manager Larry Lehman. So we want to thank you for your service and helping keep Scappoose afloat and helping not burn us down. And so I really appreciate all the help. Learned a lot in the short amount of time. So I wanted to thank you for that. And we'll have a goodie bag for you here.
Thank you.
So I'll give that to you in a little bit. Seeing nothing else, meeting adjourned.
you.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.